1983 Henley's Austin Rover Tour of Tameside, Britain's toughest race. A week-long 52-mile double marathon run over all types of terrain, with world-class athletes taking part. Henley's Austin Rover and Tameside Council backing great runners.
UK and all over the world.
Okay, we have 8 minutes before the start. Are you looking forward to the race?
Yes.
In good form?
In good form.
Good form also?
I'm tired. I saw the race. I saw the workers and
okay.
It was too hilly for me.
Too hilly?
Too hilly.
Oh well, there's a big hill tomorrow, so you better start worrying about that. We also got two gentlemen all the way from Bahrain. Would you like to just sort of come here? Now, I don't think you're quite hoping to win the race, are you two? But
No way.
No, it's the social visit. We're going to come to try the beer out and the fish and chips.
Yeah,
Norway, Germany, Sweden, but also lots and lots of people from the UK, old and young, men and women. And the 97 starts with a small loop around the centre of Hyde, and then climbs out towards G Cross and then onto Hattersley. And here we can see the runners making that climb into G Cross before turning left and then over undulating country roads into Hattersley. Local runners, Stockport Harriers there. Lots of people wearing the souvenir tour vest. Every starter in the race gets a free souvenir vest. Away from Mr. Zollner from the YMCA. Tight corner. This is about halfway down the field and on the first stage of the line 287 starters on this stage. 1 or 2 dropouts before the race actually started, which is usual. People get commitments and have to find themselves having to go elsewhere, or they get injured and can't make the journey. But most people seem to be running quite steadily here, because this is the start of a 52-mile race in total. Susan Gaskell there from Longwood Harriers. Her husband's in Airedale and Spen Valley. Guy there with his vest off. It's a hot day on this particular day, Sunday, and guy looking for some quite light relief there. His number will have to be shown at the end. Jit Patel in the yellow vest there. Ron Hill 030. A Hardy from Burnham 021 in the yellow vest with the green stripe. And there's Wolfgang Munsell from West Germany, one of the invited athletes, an international runner with 182, the bearded man. Number 071 is Steve Howcroft. Another bearded guy just behind that group is Bengt Nordqvist from Sweden, running with McBride from Salford. Malcolm there with his red vest. Mike Deegan is chasing in 3rd place here. We're going right through the field now to catch the leaders, and 2nd is Peter Russman from Holland, a good international runner from Holland. And leading the race is Dave Cannon from Appleby, a Gateshead Harrier, an international marathon runner. Well away. I think everybody's letting Dave go on that particular day, because he'd made it known before he started that he was only going to run 1 stage, and this was in preparation for further races he had in the year. He needed a 7-mile road race, a hard 7, and Dave's given it a lot and he's well in the lead. Steve Howcroft and Wolfgang Munsell coming along with just about a mile to go. at the end of the Nike Hide 7. It's a long flat bit followed by slight downhill to the finish, so people can let it go here and know that there are no more hills. There were some hills earlier in the course, but now it's flat and downhill all the way. Mike Deegan running well, running strongly. Dave coming into Hide Tameside now to finish this Nike 7, the first stage of the Henley's Austin Rover Tour of Tameside. Looking easy, but he can afford to relax now because he knows he hasn't got another 5 races in the next 6 days. Second, Peter Russman. And third, Mike Deegan. These will be the first two to lead off the tour on the next stage, with Peter Russman wearing the yellow vest. Steve Howcroft having a very good run here, Lee Harrier, and Malcolm McBride. Little victory wave there coming in front of Wolfgang Munsell. They must have had a bit of a sprint at the end of the race there. Steve Edmonds from Sale Harriers, Bengt Nordqvist, Dave Allen from Airedale and Spen Valley. Stan Curran, Salford Harrier, works in Hyde, so knows the finish pretty well. Alan Sladen, another Salford Harrier. That's 3 Salford Harriers in already. Terrific team packing there. Jeff Norman seems to elect on that first stage, and the first veteran, Tim Johnston, chasing Jeff Norman home. Duncan Gaskill. And Morpeth Harrier, A. Jenkins, made the long journey down from the northeast to be with us in the tour this year. Some gaps here, but soon the runners will be coming in fast and furious. Oh, a good sprint finish from local runner Martin Cruikshank, East Cheshire Harrier. Steve Brace from Bridgend YMCA, chased on by the old man Ron Hill there. Michael Lee.
Here she comes.
Tony Alexander, yeah, the first junior home. People not trusting the timekeepers here, pressing their little portable stopwatches on the wrist to make sure they get their own exact time. Pete Lomas, one of the best veterans in previous tours. Guy turning around there, looks like he wants to go back for it, but I don't really think so.
Well done, congratulations. You won the first stage of the Tour of Tameside. I believe it was so tough that you're now going to retire from the tour, which is a great pity. It's a shame you won't be wearing the yellow vest, but how did it go?
No, it went very well. The race settled down after 2 miles and I broke away and felt quite relaxed.
Yeah, so it could well be that the other 5 or 6 guys behind you were thinking about the tour. I don't think they really knew that you weren't going to be in there, but...
I think I sort of told all the lads before on the line that I thought was going to be up there that I would be only running this leg.
Okay, how do you fancy doing the whole tour sometime?
Yes,
Any idea?
Not this year, but another year, yes.
Yeah, it should be good fun for all of us.
Yeah.
And, this is only the start. Everybody said this was a hill race, but wait till they see tomorrow.
Yeah, well, good luck with it, Ron,
Yeah.
anyway.
Well done again, Dave, and best of luck for the rest of the season in marathoning.
Thank you.
Good lad.
Robin Robinson, 327. Mike Bolton, 2 veterans from Rochdale just finishing there. Susan Gaskell, one of the leading ladies, collapsed in the heat of that first stage. In fact, she was to retire after this. She felt so bad after that.
Tim, first veteran home, I think.
I think so, yeah.
Maybe second. Well done. You're about 12th position. I thought you'd be up there about 3rd, so it's you're either saving yourself or it's a tough field. Which is it?
I wasn't saving myself, Ron.
No. It was eyeballs out, eh?
Yeah, I can't run up hills these days. It was the start that did me. That first half mile uphill, I was really struggling at the top.
If you can't run up hills, you're in for a shock tomorrow and the day after, Tim.
I can run down them well though, Ron.
All right. Good. Are you looking forward to tomorrow?
I'll tell you another thing, I run a whole lot better in the evening than in the morning.
Yeah, a lot can happen between now and next Saturday. Good luck anyway.
Cheers.
How did you find the race?
Oh, very good race.
You enjoyed it?
Yeah, but I thought it was yesterday the hill race, but today we had also a hill race.
Oh, tomorrow is a bigger hill, yes. But your legs are fine?
Yeah, very good. Good. The last up, I go slowly.
Yes.
The first one going too fast, I think
You came back.
I've take the gas on. Yeah.
Right, so you're relaxed and
Relaxed the last 4 miles.
good. So you have the yellow jersey tomorrow?
I hope
Yes,
we shall
because the
see.
other man doesn't run tomorrow.
I heard it from
So you
Germany.
have the yellow jersey.
We shall look tomorrow.
Fine.
Okay. Bye.
Good luck. The winner of the 97, the first stage, was Dave Cannon. Dave is now retiring from the tour after one stage. Obviously it's a bit tough, and it's a long way to travel down from Appleby every night. So he will not get the yellow jersey of the race leader, because if he's retired it then falls to the second guy on today's stage. Dave had come up and receive his prize. Dave won the stage in a time of 33 minutes 22 seconds, which is pretty good going anyway. Second on today's stage was Peter Russman from Holland, 33.49. Well done. 34.06, Mike Deegan, Salford Harriers. First in the ladies section was Anne King in 39.50. Well done. Second, Colette Harkin, 40.13. And third, Angela Deegan, 41.25. You can stand up. This is the Brooks Hill race. Mike Deegan is with me watching this film of the Tour of Tameside, and you start this stage 17 seconds down, Mike, on Russman. How did you feel going into this?
I felt a lot better than the day before. The day before I seemed to be looking very heavy leg on the film just now. Today I felt a lot fresher. It gets a little bit cooler. There was a lot of shadows on the first stage. It was close. I think it was a pretty hot day, the first stage. This was an evening event, obviously a bit cooler, and I just generally seemed to run a lot better. I felt a little more relaxed, set up quite easily in the pack. Alan Sladen took the lead very early, went very hard for the hill here when we turned the corner. I just worked my way through the pack gently and seemed to get me running a lot better.
Yeah, the Brooks Hill race is 6 miles, starting at Copley Sports Centre in Staley Bridge. It's about a half a mile, fairly steep downhill run to the traffic lights to the main road in Staley Bridge, and then a left turn up towards Mottram Crutting, and a long climb, almost 2 miles of a climb, and the same sort of slope, quite steep all the way. And Sladen, who was the inaugural tour winner, Alan Sladen from Salford, he won the tour in 1981, seems set to try and steal a little bit of glory from this stage. Mike Deegan is chasing with that second back and actually fairly rapidly overhauling Alan, as you can see there. And Mike, you're not hanging about, you go straight past, and obviously must be feeling quite good there. He's striding well.
Yeah, it was funny because the plan, I remember running up the hill and thinking I'll run with Russman, and he wasn't very confident about the downhill section. I wasn't overconfident, but I thought, well, I can get the time back on the downhill and maybe we're going to finish this stage even Steven and back to square one. But when you're running well and you can feel the gaps opening up easily, I just decided I better start going hard while I felt good and try to get away early. So this is exactly what's happening now. I must have about 10 metres and looking quite relaxed and running quite well. That's how it felt.
Yeah, you've got a good lead there. You're striding well, as you see. You're looking relaxed, and to stride well going uphill is pretty good going. Really good rhythm going there, and you can see the chasing group dropping further and further behind. We've got Dave Allen there in the striped vest and dark shorts. Alan Sladen just put a quick burst in there, and the other part of that trio was obviously Peter Russman wearing the yellow shirt, the race leader's yellow vest,
and I wouldn't reckon he'd want to let you get too far away here, but of course when you're running uphill and you're feeling tired, sometimes you don't have too much of a choice. He's obviously, just see him in second place there, and you're stretching to 30 or 40 metres here, so obviously climbing well and really, can we say, enjoying that part of the race, Mike?
Nice to be getting away, but I never looked behind, and I couldn't hear the footsteps, and I thought, well, I'm going well, but even when you're away up a long hill like that, I passed 2 miles and it didn't seem to be anywhere near the top. And I think the mistake that I made really was that I thought when we went off the road onto the fell that we were at the top, but in fact we still had about another mile to climb. And a lot of this lead disappears very shortly.
Well, I've got an 11-mile training run over that moor. I thought you'd been with me on that once, Mike. So maybe next time you'll know anyway. But it is a long climb, and one or two of you made the mistake of thinking once he got to the top of this first long climb and went onto the flat that was it. But in fact there's quite a long distance of rough country with a final long climb to the summit. We can see Wolfgang Munsell there didn't appear in that leading group near the start, but he's worked his way through to third place here, so maybe this guy likes the hills. Maybe it's a sort of new talent for him that he's just discovered, but certainly he's running well on or just behind the shoulder of Russman, with Dave Allen in fourth place, because Mike is well away here. Mike Deegan's way in front at this stage. In fact, he's just before the top of Mottram Cutting, where they turn left into Harrop Edge Road, and another 3/4 of a mile of tarmac running before turning left onto the rough country.
Yeah. This was looking quite strong there, quite relaxed, but obviously...
He's looking relaxed, but I don't think if he'd been that comfortable he would have let you get away so far, so it'd be interesting to see how these two can battle it out. Dave Allen obviously flapping his arms there, and Jeff Norton, a good hill specialist, in about 6th place. Now here's a panoramic view of Staley Bridge and Tameside, in fact, showing the steepness of the downhill part that these runners have got to negotiate, and just panning left to show the countryside there. There's the trig point that the runners have to turn around. They're not on the way down here. After that rough moorland section, there is on this track a bit of downhill running before turning right, and the final long climb on a millstone grit track to the very summit. There, Mike Deegan coming up to the summit. The last final climb here, and Wolfgang Munsell has almost caught him at the summit there, which is an incredible run.
I'm looking pretty heavy leg at this stage. The long drag on the fell is beginning to take its toll, and I'm looking very heavy here.
And certainly it is a drag, and there's an example of people not marking the course properly, and Mike Deegan goes off course there, and in fact you can see Munsell going to the left hand side of a short wall, and Mike Deegan goes down the other side of the wall. Peter Russman is in third position here, but from what happens at the end, he doesn't seem to particularly like the downhill section. He didn't kick that dog there, so he must be an animal lover. Alan Sladen hung on. That gives him 4th place there. Steve Howcroft in 5th place. Beck Nordquist having a fairly good run, Stanker, and again not too far down here. A good run from Stan. Not too confident going down the hill. Jeff Norm is about the only person really who's got the experience and the knowledge to run down this hill. It's Dave Allen, absolutely shattered. Glad to see that Duncan Gaston through there. And Sophie Harrier getting cheers from some of his mates at the top of the hill. Tim Johnston first vet, Michael Eade, Ipswich Harry, Steve Edmonds, again not particularly enjoying this hill section. Big gaps here. Tony Alexander, first junior, Sale Harrier, 141. And you can see it's like falling off the edge of a cliff nearly there. A very narrow track, not much room for overtaking people, and you have to really stay on that track, because if you get off onto the grass at the side, there's a risk of stepping on rocks and falling down. And And this was the first experience, I'm sure, that many people had of running in a hill race like this. A lot of people have run in fun runs and road races and stuff like that, but have never experienced this kind of running before at all. And a lot of people said they didn't like it, but I think a lot of people also found another kind of running, and maybe will turn to fell racing in future competitions. But nearly 300 runners take a long time to get round this stage, and after slogging up the hill they don't really go a lot faster downhill, because it's really unsafe to let yourself go down there.
It's a nice feeling to go downhill after you've been going uphill for 4 miles.
Yeah, it's been said it's hard to go down, but it's a damn sight easier than going up. A good picture there of people slithering and sliding. As you can see, not many people are overtaken. There's a couple of low walls on that downhill section, and you lose all the height that you've slogged up in those 3 or 4 miles in about half a mile. And there's Maurice Schneider from France, struggling along at the back, and Mike Deegan wins the stage handsomely. Obviously got away from Wolfgang Munsell by quite a stretch there.
I think I've done 2 or 3 car races in the past. I don't think Wolfgang's ever seen anything like it. He must have been quite frightened when he saw the edge. In fact, when we went down the hill together, we were side by side for about 50 metres, and then I just thought, well, the only way I'm going to win this is to get away. I didn't realise it was Wolfgang. I thought it was Peter. Yeah, and I panicked a little bit and got away.
Wolfgang's by far the best run he had in this tour. An excellent performance from him. And Jeff Norman, as we saw, was a long way behind at the top. He streaked through to 3rd place here. As well as being an Olympic marathon runner, Jeff from Altrincham is also an experienced fell runner too. And Peter comes through in 5th position. And has obviously lost a lot of time on the overall stakes of the race. Nordqvist holding off Dave Allen here, a spirited finish from Dave. Every second counts in a tour like this. A few seconds may be needed on the next day or the day after that. Malcolm, he's 2 arms up today in this victory wave. Well done, Malcolm. Duncan Gaskell and Stan Curran rocking and rolling his way up the finish. Not Stan's favourite stage. Stan's been in the tour before and knows it well. Tim Johnston, Olympic marathon runner from 1968, first veteran. Steve Evans, Sale Harrier. There's the field. We've just seen all those people going through. We're panning right back down the field now, so you can see how far they've got stretched and how many people are still running down the hill when others are heading for the showers. On the right of the screen there's Mike Deegan and Peter Russman looking for their respective wives to finish, because both their wives are running in this race and are featuring in the leading women in the race. Jit Patel, a Bolton Harrier, sprinting it out up the finish there. From 226, Mr. Mullings unattached. Tony Shaw from Rochdale, first over 45 runner. A. Hardy from Burnham Joggers in the yellow vest. A lot of sprinting, every second counts in some of these races. There's a competition at the front of the race, but there's also lots and lots of little competitions going on for the lower placings. Martin Cruikshank had a really good race on the first leg there in green, not so good on the hill stage. And Hamish Thompson, Jess Settle from Clayton Moores Harriers just coming in there. Mike Colton in the black mesh vest with a red trim. And Peter Ashmouth from Clayton Moores Harriers in the blue vest. These lads and lasses are certainly glad to see the finish, because it's probably the toughest race of the whole competition. Colin Robinson, last year's veteran winner, or the year before's veteran winner I should say, 1981 inaugural veteran winner, 3:27. In fact, this was his He dropped out after this stage because of a sprained ankle. 181 is an Irish runner. Sean Pender. There's always a little bit of energy left to sprint at the end when you're coming in the last 30 or 40 metres of a race and you've got somebody with you. Long striding finish there. And the First Lady hold, Wilma Russman, out sprinting some of the men. Peter Russman's wife. Congratulations, Mike. Big win today. I saw you going right from the front.
Yeah.
What sort of a lead did you have at the end?
About 150 yards, I think, 25 seconds for the finish.
That should take you into the lead overall, eh?
Yeah, just by about 8 seconds. So.
Okay, and who was second? Russman?
Peter was second. I think he suffered on the downhill a little bit. So let's see how it goes tomorrow.
Another hill at the end. I think it's going to be a little bit more tactical tomorrow.
So yeah, I think I'll sit in for 8 miles and
see how the hill goes
end,
again. Yeah, well done anyway. Great.
Thanks a lot.
Look around, he never does in a race, and in fact Russman was 5th and lost a lot of time. And Mike's good win over Russman on that stage put him 33 seconds ahead and gave him the yellow vest of the overall tour leader. Backing up a little bit at the start, what they call the lump going through the finish there, as many runners go through, and that's Angela Deegan, Mike Deegan's wife, coming through in 3rd place. We missed Barbara Ann King. No, sorry, she was in 2nd place, Angela. Barbara Ann King was 3rd. So Angela had a really good race on that day. She's a good cross-country runner anyway, so was able to tackle that terrain. Dave O'Leary in the black vest, black with white and red stripes, Manchester YMCA. Wilma, congratulations, the winner today. Very hard stage.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's equally good because you raced on Saturday 1500 metres in Holland.
Yes.
Sunday 3000 metres in Holland.
Also.
This morning you had to run a time trial and you won the ladies section today. That's
Yes.
pretty good. How did you feel up the big hill?
Now I feel a little bit tired. I didn't know we get on the grass 2 hills also.
Oh yes,
I
on the rough country.
Yes, I thought when I see the valley we go down, and I didn't know I get 2 hills to go. But it's feel okay now.
It's okay,
Yes.
and you recover tomorrow, and tomorrow is 17 kilometres.
Yes.
Should be okay, we hope.
We hope.
Good. Good night's sleep tonight.
Thank you. I didn't. I think I get a good sleep.
Good. Congratulations.
Okay.
Well
Thank
done.
you.
Super. Thank you. 6 seconds down on Barbara Ann King from Burnham joggers after 2 stages of the Tour of Tameside. And still they come in minutes after, tens of minutes after the leaders have gone through. But all having their private battles with themselves and with competitors they will get to know very well over the weeks as they battle it out on the various stages. Maurice Schneide from France enjoying himself. Klaus Armstrong Brown, Kate Fitzgibbon.
Runners still coming over the top of the hill though, quite a way to go. What you can see now is obviously the easy bit.
Alistair, star of television or little screen. Well done. How did you go today?
Good race, really good race, yeah.
You pulled up, do you think, on your position yesterday?
No, I think I'm a bit behind the position, but I did 2 minutes better than
last year.
Last year, yeah.
It's amazing because you had bad knees, you were doubtful about the
no, it was
along and
it was a really good race.
I've got to start looking over my shoulder now.
That's another day.
Congratulations. Let's hope you are pulling up because I think people fell behind in game today.
Oh yeah, no, I felt good tonight.
You stayed on your feet all the way.
Oh, definitely. It's touch and go. Someone suggested think you'd knock that wall down halfway.
I think most of it appeared to have been knocked down anyway.
Yeah.
Looking forward to tomorrow.
Yes, I am.
Good?
Very good.
Looking forward to having you there.
Well, I've got to do better on these short races because the 11 and 13 miles are not really my distance.
We'll see. You're too modest.
Alistair MacDonald, presenter and reporter for the BBC. The third stage of the Tameside is the Adidas Run Across Tameside 11 miles. It starts at Droylsden and finishes up in Boston. Whilst the two French teammates there study the results.
Well, Ron, we're on the third race today. How do you think it's going? The weather's cooling a bit. I thought it was going to be a real sort of hard one tonight, but I think it's still humid. I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be a surprise for a few people, or should I say a shock, because there's a temptation to go out hard over the flat 8 miles, and then they suddenly come up against that 3-mile climb from Ashton to Mosley, and people sort of die up there, you know.
Seemed to be a few problems after last night with people having injured themselves on the hill section.
Yeah, there's a few sort of twisted ankles, and one of the major problems that have put people out is blisters, sort of trying to run down and brake and having this friction inside the shoe and sort of coming up with huge blisters that have, you know, broken off and everything. So that's put a few people out. We'll see after tonight's stage what the dropout rate was from last night, but you know, this is what it's all about.
And how does tonight's event compare on the hardship score with the other events that we've seen?
This is a different one. On paper it's innocuous, but I mean after those two races and with the heat and humidity and the temptation to go fast, there's going to be some shocks, and I'm going to set off very easily indeed.
The most important question of all, how is everybody enjoying it?
Very well indeed. You know, there's a tremendous spirit develops amongst the runners over the days, and you know, it's going great.
Now, I believe this is your first time in an event like this, Colin. Can you tell us how you're enjoying it?
I won't say enjoy is the right word. I think the first day was okay, but the hill yesterday must have been designed by some, I don't know who it was designed by, but it's causing a lot of problems.
A lot of people seem to have had problems after that sort of hill race. How are you going to cope with tonight's race, do you think?
Well, I think I'm going to try and run just within myself and just try and save myself for the last couple of days so that I can at least finish the race.
Have you made any new friends here? Have you met a lot of new runners?
Plenty of friends, yeah. I think what it is with the race, there's a lot of races within a race that you compete in, even though you're down near the bottom. You're competing with people who are sort of equal to yourself. And I find it very enjoyable.
Now, before you put those socks on, just let's have a look at your feet. You seem to be having a few problems here.
I always do every time when I'm running.
Is it your shoes? Do you think that's what it is?
Definitely.
Or is it your feet?
No trouble with my feet.
And what do you think about the event so far?
Terrific.
You're enjoying it, are you?
Yeah.
And what about this 11-mile job tonight? Do you think you'll be able to cope with that okay?
Yeah, seems like last year. I try my best.
Starts in Droylsden, it's a lot of flat running, goes up through Denton, past Guide Bridge, into Ashton-under-Lyne, and then a long 3-mile climb from Ashton up to Mosley, finishing at Mosley Football Club's ground at Seal Park. And straight away Malcolm McBride from Salford Harries decides that he's going to have his moment of glory on this particular stage and takes 3 or 4 metres lead, soon to be hauled in by the rest of the field. Bengt Nordqvist, the slightly built, bearded Swedish runner there. Peter Russman, having lost his yellow jersey to Mike Deegan, is on the right of the screen there. He hasn't got his number on. I don't know what the plot is there, or whether he's left it at the hotel or something, whether he's lost it, but perhaps he regards himself as being so famous that he doesn't really need that number, but he should really wear it. Mike Deegan with the maroon shorts and the yellow vest, the yellow race leader's vest, up with the pack at this early stage after about a mile. This is about the 5-mile stage, approaching halfway, and the pack has split up completely. It's down to the 2 people who are in main contention here, Peter Russman in the white vest and the grey shorts, and Mike Deegan, the new race leader, number 318, chasing him. Just in the background will probably catch a glimpse of Jeff Norman, who is in third place and is improving almost with every stage of the tour. Still warm, still humid, even though it's 7:30 in the evening start. The week so far has been a good summer week for Britain, but not so good for the runners who have to slog it out over 52 miles, 6 stages in 7 days. It's dehydrating, it's energy sapping, it's enervating, it's tiring. And Peter, with a 33 seconds deficit, is deciding that he feels quite good and he's going to test Mike Deegan over the stage. And as they approach Stamford Street, as they enter Stamford Street in Ashton-under-Lyne, the gap has grown to 30 or 40 metres. I think Peter was looking through the window of the shop there. I don't think he was looking at camping equipment. He was seeing if he could catch a glimpse of Mike, see how far was behind in the reflection, without actually openly turning around and saying, look, I'm worried about you, where are you? Which is what runners try not to do. But I think he maybe did catch a glimpse of him, and with that lead that he's got, will have found a lot of confidence. He saw the continental habit there of cutting the corner. He's cutting the corner again. In road running, you're supposed to stay on the road, but continentals tend to run on the pavement when it's possible. And I've been in races where not only do they run on the pavement, they'll cut through a garden or a park if they can see somewhere easier to run. That was nearly a nasty accident with the dog there. It might have been nasty for Peter, but he avoided it well. Cuts the corner again across the pavement, following the car. A nice relaxed style. An empty Ashton-under-Lyne. It's probably 8 o'clock at night, so it's what the runners like. They don't like too much traffic on the road, and it's what the police like. The police are very, very helpful, and fortunately the races didn't provide too much of a traffic problem for them, but without their help it would be impossible to organise and efficiently run such a tour as this. But Peter is becoming a well-known figure now, and I think we'll hear soon some people shouting for him as he makes his way up to start the climb up into Mosley. Now that was a kid's voice, so he is getting well known. That's descriptive of the spirit of the tour. Mike Deegan well down now and suffering. Well, Peter doesn't know the courses. He grabs a drink there. He doesn't want to drink it. He needs to keep cool. He's poured it on his head. He hasn't seen this course, I don't think, and it's a long, long climb up there. Jeff Norman, in fact, has moved into second position now. Jeff, as we've explained before, is a specialist on the hills. Got a lot of strength in those legs. He's just past Mike there. Mike is really suffering, heavy-legged, and now being chased by Stan Curran, Dave Allen, and Bengt Nordqvist. Well, Peter's striding away there, looking very relaxed, very calm. Staying on the road now, which is a good thing. He probably is getting slightly tired and doesn't want to jump up onto the pavement, which would take a little bit of extra effort. Jeff Norman looking quite calm, quite relaxed, pushing away there, picking up some time. See Mike Deegan in the background following the cyclist, probably wishing he could borrow the bike. Stan Curran has moved into a positive 4th place now, and Dave Allen and Nordqvist following him. Soap and Harry on the bike just behind Mike there, Jeff Doggett, well-known figure in northwestern running circles. Between his two teammates, Mike Deegan in front and Stan Curran behind. You can hear the effort of Dave Allen as he pounds his way up the hill. Well, Banks decides it's a little bit quicker to go on the pavement there, and he's taking advantage of the left-hand bend as they make this long, long climb up to Mosley, to Upper Mosley, and then just dive down towards Seal Park and the finish on the football ground. Well, I don't know what's going through Mike's mind there. He's seen his lead dwindle substantially. There's nothing he can do about it.